everyone. Continuing our series on grief, death, and dying, today's question is, why do people feel grief when talking about death? Grief is the most natural response to a loss of any kind, whether it's a relationship or an opportunity or a valued connection. And when we think about death, we are forced to think about the losses associated with that death or with that relationship. And when we actually experience the death of a loved one, we mourn the loss of a relationship as we knew it. Our relationship with people we love don't end when those people die. The relationship changes form, but we mourn the loss of the relationship in its most tangible form that allows for touch or for a two-way communication. Over the decades, we have become an increasingly death-denying society, one that is fiercely geared towards defeating death. And we either don't want to talk about it at all, or we take on a combative stance, wanting to defeat it, wanting to overcome it, prolong life at any cost. And what this stance does is that it deprives us of an opportunity to come to terms with the inevitability of death. And if we were able to do that, perhaps we would be able to examine what makes life meaningful, so that when the time comes, we're able to celebrate a life lived as much as we grieve the loss of a loved one. This death-denying stance also pegs death as a failure, as losing. And that not only amplifies grief, but it also adds another layer of guilt, which is never helpful or useful. So more conversations about death and dying are not morbid or macabre, but they're an acknowledgement of the finite nature of life, and perhaps can help us live life in a way that when the time comes for us or for our loved ones, grief is not the only emotion that we experience, but maybe we get to experience a sense of gratitude or even a sense of grace.